All right, guys, I'm standing here by a 2020 Honda Fury, and for this video, I'm gonna do the 10 things I love about the Honda Fury. And I'm not real good at counting, so there might not be 10, but I think on this video I might. My 10 things I hate about Honda Fury was really one thing. But go look at that video if you haven't seen it. Let's turn this camera around and look closer at it, shall we? I bought this thing with 3,000 miles on it. I've put 1,000 miles on it since December. The things I love about this bike is the seating position. It took me a little while coming from a R1 crotch rocket. The forward foot controls took me a second to get used to. And now I find the bike very comfortable. The stock handlebars I also find really comfortable too. I love the fact that I don't have a chain and I don't have a belt. I love the drive shaft. That's really cool. I barely even knew that when I bought it. I'm not mechanically inclined, and that's going to bring me to the number one thing I love about this bike. The number one thing is the fact that it's a Honda and it has a Honda engine. I trust a Honda engine like no other. I will pay extra for Honda engines, but when it comes to motorcycles, Honda engines are much cheaper than a Harley. So that made my day. I don't care about Harleys hating on me because in the end, I'm the smart one. I'm too practical to mess around with the HD. I must say, man, it's a beautiful bike. Let's see, the other thing I like riding it. The power delivery is good. The torque is pretty good. I do feel like it's a bit of a dog. I was just on the freeway. We were hitting 80 and there just wasn't much left. I feel like it could use another gear. I think it's a 5-speed. I definitely needed another gear. Around town, you know, bar hopping, running errands, that kind of thing, short rides, I think this bike's a dream. If I was gonna go on a long ride, I definitely would want something with more power. If I was gonna commute long distances, something with more power. I can split lanes on this thing fine. I can filter through the red lights really fine. It's not too wide. Sometimes I pull those mirrors in. I live out here in Texas and I'm not sitting in the summer through all those red lights multiple times. Plus I feel like I'm just safer that way. I love how all the hoses and cables and cords and pulleys or whatever are all tucked inside something. I mean, I got, what, two cables, one cable going down to the front brakes. I mean, it's very limited. I mean, dang. Look at that. I really like how that stuff is all hidden. And that is my speed because I have not washed this bike since I bought it and put 1,000 miles on it. So the brakes are really good. I'm finding no problem getting this thing to stop on a dime. I do not have an ABS version. I do not feel I need an ABS version. Sometimes you might want to just lock them up and slide, right? The front brake stops me really well. I mean, I can really bring it to a stop fast. How do you like riding shotgun on this bike?
Good.
Is it comfortable for a passenger?
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's powerful when we take off?
Yeah.
Do you like the sound?
Yeah.
It sounds good. It does sound good. All right, man. Thank you for your input. To end the video on the 10 things I like about the Honda Fury, I'm really going to break it down to like one. It's a Honda. That to me is worth everything. I don't turn a wrench. And you know, it seems fine and dandy to buy your Harley Davidson motorcycle in the beginning, you know. Oh, I got a Harley and I got a hat, and you know, it's like even this bike, I buy it used in 2022 and at the end of 2022, and it has 3,000 miles on it. So in 2 years, somebody only rode it that far. As I'm sure a lot of Harleys are, because I've pulled up behind some people on Harleys that they don't know how to ride. They're uncomfortable on their bikes, and they haven't done many miles on them. So especially with the price increases on a used Harley Davidson, to have one break down in your garage and then not be a mechanic yourself, or not have, like, you know, deep pockets, that thing might sit in your garage like a giant paperweight that you're making payments on. And I mean, a Honda Fury like this, if you get one, you know, they made them for 10 years. I think the first year it came out was in 2009. I've seen quite a few for sale, you know, 2010, 2014, 2016. I mean, they're 5K, maybe even in some cases under 5K for these bikes, and they don't have 10,000 miles on them. So you can get a really good Honda engine on a used bike for low budget. And that's the number one thing I like, and the fact that it's a Honda. You buy a bike that old with the Harley badge on it, you're probably looking at something you're going to need to turn a wrench on, have some experience doing. When they all laugh at those dealerships about $500 oil changes, man, I don't find that funny. That's not funny. I mean, sure, you can change your own oil, but if it costs that much for an oil change, what's the rest going to cost? An arm and a leg, indeed. So anyway, I'm going to try to edit these videos into something usable later.